Hello everyone, I am Professor Nayanasne, Department of Information Technology, Parvatibai Genba Mose College of Engineering, Wagholi, Pune. So in this session, we'll start with the collaboration diagram, which is under the Unit 3 of your STM subject. So in the last session, we have seen the sequence diagram, which is also one type of interaction diagram. The collaboration diagram is another type of the interaction diagram. So both sequence diagram and collaboration diagram are 80% of same for overall structure, but the difference is between the organization. The collaboration diagram focus on the object organization, whereas the sequence diagram focus on the timeline sequence of the method call for the particular objects. So whenever there is a time important or the sequence of the actions important, we have to use the sequence diagram, and whenever there is a organization of the object important, we will use the collaboration diagram. So the collaboration diagram is also called as the communication diagram. It shows the object organization. In the collaboration diagram, the method call sequence is indicated by some numbering techniques. So the method calls from one object to another are given a proper number. Some numerical techniques has been used for indicating the sequence. The number indicates how the method are called one after another. So suppose from one object to another, the first method is there. From second object to third, the second method call is there. So the proper numbering is done for the method call, or we can say message passing. So the method calls are similar to that of the sequence diagram, as I said. However, the differences between the sequence diagram does not describe the object organization, whereas the communication diagram are used for the object organization. To choose, whenever there is a difficulty to choose between which diagram should be used or which diagram should be drawn for the project, we need to empathize on two focus point. The first one is, if the time sequence is important, we can definitely go for the sequence diagram, and if the object organization is required, we can go for the collaboration diagram. Now we'll see some notations under the collaboration diagram. Again, I'm repeating, collaboration diagram is also called as a sequence diagram. So here are some notations under the collaboration diagram. First is the participant. It can be an object, it can be a class. Second is the partitions, which can say line of partition or itself. When the participant is communicating with itself, so it is called as a or it is notated by the double box. The third is the objects. When there are the multiple objects of the same class, you can give the multiple squares. Composite object is also represented by the square with the object name. Then text, some label. The symbol, which is called as the stereotype, is used for some method call, or we can say some type of message to display. Then actor, it is an individual entity which can be described as external to the system. Then boundary is there, internal and external boundaries. Entity can be represented by circle, dash. Control, when the control passes from or the control is given to the particular object, then we have to notify by the circle and arrow. Fragment is nothing but the partition for some classes which is performing some similar operations. Then there is a note. Note is nothing but message which is given, or some comment or some message for the particular object, or we can also describe something about a particular class or particular object. Then there are constants with dotted and curly brace. You can write the constants here. If suppose there are some constants, some conditions to be displayed, in curly brace you can write the constants. So simple link from one object to another object. Object can be connected by different by the links. Different object can be connected by the single link. So between two objects we can just draw a single link. Then message, this is the self message. Whenever there is a round message, it is a self message. That is, we can also call as a self loop. Then in a rectangular box also we can give the message. Then straight line, that is from message from one object to another. We can go with the straight arrow with solid tip. Then condition with line and arrow. With curly brace we have to mention the constants or condition with the message and numbering. So these third line symbols are mostly used in the collaboration diagram. So fragment can be also used multiple times whenever we have to add the external collaboration diagram to the particular collaboration diagram. For the fragment, you can just give the name of the another collaboration diagram here, and you can use the functionality of the another diagram in the same diagram. So the next one is the association role. So that is nothing but you can associate a role for the particular object. Then message call, it is given by the solid arrow with solid tip. Then flat message, there is a single line with just arrow pointed. Then asynchronous message with just only one side arrow to the solid line. It is nothing but the object will not wait for the reply from the receiver. Whenever sender sends the message to the receiver the sender waits the message from the receiver, but in the asynchronous message, the sender will not wait for the reply from the receiver. Then written message, it is nothing but the reply which is given by the dotted lines with the arrow. So these are some notations which are used under the collaboration diagram or the communication diagram. So let's see some example. First is the collaboration diagram for the student management system. Now here you can say, or you can see, the three objects are there, three classes are there. So first is the login system, second is the authentication, and third is the student database. So the login request has been sent. First message is, you can say the message with solid line, solid arrow tip. Fill the login details whenever the page will open. So student will fill the login details which will go to the authentication system. If the student is authenticated, then the response from the database is sent to the authentication and then to the student. If the student is not authenticated, the error message will return. Now how this will happen? The first, student will fill the login form. The authentication system will authenticate the student depending on the username and password. For checking the username and password, he will send the message to the database system to check the details. When the student database system is authenticating the student, that means the username and password has been found, or a student is authenticated, then he will return the access for the particular student. If the student is not authenticated, then the error message will be displayed and access will be not returned. That is, the student will be not having a particular access for the student database. So in this diagram, you can see we have seen the arrows, that is a message, with the numbering, how the system will flow, that is how first object will communicate it, how the second object will communicate, and how the third object will communicate, with the proper numbering, with the message tagline in front of them, and with the solid arrows. Whenever you are passing the message, you have to go with the solid arrow. Whenever there is some reply from the system, you have to give the dotted arrows. And also you can see the fragment here. We have divided, or we have given a frame which is interaction diagram, student management system. Why interaction? Because the collaboration diagram is the type of interaction. So the interaction, student management system. So if you are drawing the collaboration diagram, you can also give in a frame. So the frame name should be mentioned in the upper corner. So the next example is also the collaboration diagrams example. So here are the different objects listed here. So first is, this is the order booking system. So first initialize the object, then the customer will send the order. That is the first message, send order. When the order will be received, so the system will see if it is a special order or the normal order. So for confirmation, he will check for the special order and normal order. If the special order is there, he will return itself where the goods are available or not. So if all things are available, the third message is dispatch. And there is a self loop. Self loop is for checking the good or checking the item in a systems. If the items are found, then process will be end. The system will dispatch the good and process will be end. If not, then the goods will be not sent or error message will be returned. So we have also seen here, if one is a note, note is given, that is nothing but the external message to the system, or we can say the extra message about the system. So you can also notify, or you can also give the note in front of the object to tell extra message about the object. Here you can see the list of the object, the organization of the object with name, and you can also see the numberings from 1 to 3, that is the order on which the object will communicate with itself or with the other objects. And you can see the message calls with the solid arrow with the tip. So for the more information, for more detail, you can also visit this website, that is Uml Collaboration Diagram with the code mug. Here we have given this code mug has given the detailed description about everything, as I have explained everything, but still you have to visit these things, so you will get another brief idea about the diagram. Again, here is a more detailed collaboration diagram of the online booking system. So here is the actor. So collaboration diagram also include the actors and the sequence diagram. So actor is there. We will find the book. The first message is, so one actor can find the multiple books. The first message is to find book. The second message is to see the books. How much books are there, or he will view the different books. So book will be recalled by second message. Then third will be add to shopping cart. If book is selected, it will add to shopping cart by shopping cart object. Then second message, he will also search for the inventory. Whenever the book is ordered from the customer, it will be searched in the inventory whether the book is available or not. After available, then it will be added to the shopping cart. Now the second is from the user itself, that is a checkout. Whenever the book is available and it is added to the shopping cart, the checkout process will be done from the actor. So whenever the checkout process will be done, so get book method will be called. So it will add this shopping cart to the checkout process, to the order process. Now the order will be called by make order to get the order for paying purpose. So the books will be added to the order. After the order, the inventory will be minused from whatever order book is there. The inventory will be get minused. So whatever books is selected by the user will be get minus from the database, and will generate a receipt for the particular user to proceed for the bill. The bill will be proceeded and the inventory will be updated. So this is the overall sequence and organization of the object given by the online booking system using interaction diagram type, that is a collaboration diagram. So the collaboration diagram can be drawn as per the imagine of the particular individual. So here you can see the different taglines also given for better understanding of the thing. So here is a lifeline name, that is an object name, and this is a class name. Every thing which is after the colon is the object name. First the class name. First is the object name, after colon there is a class name. So you can also see there should be one object and class. So if there is not listed the object, you can also give the class name. Not necessary to mention the object name here. If you are mentioning, that is good and better. So you can also see here the customer is the object name, SC customer, with multiple customer, arrays of the customer. Why? Because there will be a multiple customer for ordering a book, and the class is the shopping cart. Again the order is given, so the order can be generated for each and every customer which is in the system. So yeah, this is the diagram for the collaboration. I hope these things have been understand by you of people. So if you have any query, you can comment in comment box, or you can tell me in a Zoom session. So thank you.